Vive la France! The French Revolution begins in 1789, and it's about time, too. France is a mess, the economy is tanking. The king is broke, the queen is a hoarder. The people are starving, it's hot, it's smelly. There's a balding epidemic, and the only thing that the citizens have in common is their hatred for the nobility and the clergy. So when the king calls for a meeting of the Estates General, a representative body that hadn't been called in 175 years, everyone's like, sweet, let's fix this. The Estates General was divided into 3 estates. The third estate, which was everyone, the peasants, the workers, the merchants, the lawyers, doctors, that sort of thing, had the least amount of power but the most amount of people. The second estate was the nobility, the fancy landowners and high officials who had a lot of power and a lot of money. And the first estate was the clergy, the Catholic Church, which also had a lot of power and a lot of money. The system was that each estate got 1 vote, and 2/3 of the votes were needed to pass anything. So the first 2 estates could always just keep voting no and prevent any change from happening. But this time it's different. The representatives from the third estate are like, actually, we have more people than the other 2 estates combined. So why should we have the same amount of power? We should have more votes. The other 2 estates are like, because we've always had this amount of power, and besides, your cabbages are our cabbages. And the third estate is like, no, our cabbages are our cabbages. This isn't going very well. So the representatives from the third estate walk out and declare themselves the National Assembly. Then they write up a constitution for France and establish a limited monarchy with themselves in charge. The king is like, sweet, I like being a constitutional monarch. I get to keep my power, but now I also get to hang out with the people. The people are like, no, we want a republic. The king is like, come on, guys, we had a deal. The people are like, no, we stormed the Bastille, the royal prison, and we're not gonna take this L. The king is like, fine, but don't forget, I'm still the king. The people are like, okay, and so begins the French Revolution with the people of France storming the Bastille and taking over their own government and establishing a republic. Hooray for the French people, let them eat cake. And all that guillotining that goes on later, that's just a bonus. Stay tuned for more stories of the French Revolution.